guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here with Adamo to review match number 4, the match play between Milan and Palermo, where Milan were victorious with a 3-2 scoreline. 2 goals coming in from Bacca and another one coming from Bonaventura for Milan, while Mark, I hope I pronounced that right, the Swedish player scored 2 goals for Palermo. Good performance overall. I think the scoreline is a bit of a lie. Really, I think we should have won this game with a nicer scoreline, nicer margin altogether. But at the end of the day, what counts is the result, the 3 points that we managed to get, and glad to see that we were able to bounce back after the loss that we suffered in the derby last week. Adamo, some quick thoughts on today's game. What did you make of this Milan?
I'm just happy that we got all 3 points finally. Milan definitely needed it. If we didn't get all 3 points today, we would have been pretty upset. Another great performance. I'm very, very convinced by what Mihajlovic has done thus far in the beginning of the season. And hopefully we can continue that further on this season, possibly make the Champions League. That would be the dream for Milan. But yeah, today, it was overall a great match. Practically every area of the pitch was great. The Julio was a mistake. With Diego Lopez on the corner, obviously conceding the goal. But Milan did get the job done. They got all 3 points, 3-2 scoreline. As you said, the scoreline could have been better, but I still take all 3 points.
Yeah, well said there. And let's talk a bit about some players today at Milan. You mentioned there De Sciglio, a bit of a confusion really on that first goal with Diego Lopez. None of them actually knowing what was going on. It seems like De Sciglio wanted to let Diego Lopez come out to get the ball, while Diego Lopez thought that De Sciglio was going to get it to an easy clearance. So some very bad miscommunication on the event of that goal. On the second goal conceded by Milan, De Sciglio could have maybe done some better marking himself, but overall it was a great play from Palermo. So really, I think the only negatives that we have to take from this match is looking at those particular events, because Palermo wasn't really menacing in this match, and especially Franco Vasquez, that we expected that he was going to carry this Palermo team to a result today. He was really not shown or alive around the pitch, and I think Milan closed him down very well. Other than that, as I said, it's a shame that we have to concede once again goals from set pieces and goals in the only events that a team actually has. So once again, unfortunate to concede those 2 goals, but happy with the result. Abate came off in the opening 20 minutes. Calabria came on, and what a performance from the 18-year-old Adamo. Really great to see that we actually have some talent that is being played from Milan, not like we saw last year at all. But nice to see that Calabria came in at 18 years old, full of confidence, great ball to Bonaventura, which led to Bacca's goal on the first play. And overall, a great match, full of enthusiasm, really, and confidence from a young 18-year-old. What did you make of Calabria in this match? And do you think he could potentially start in games for Milan? We'll see what the case is with Abate. Who knows? Maybe it might be a lengthy injury or not. But do you think Calabria definitely deserves to start in games for Milan? And maybe he could get a better consideration altogether from Mihajlovic?
Well, he's only 18 years old, but I don't think that's any way to discredit the player. I think if anything, that's a big positive for him because he's only 18. I definitely think, I said in the season preview, I believe, that he would be a good substitution for the likes of Abate. And definitely if Abate is out, he would be the number 1 choice if you ask me. Just the fact that Mihajlovic did play him today so soon when Abate was off, I think that was a good sign for the young player. And, he was fantastic today. He made no mistakes, really, nothing too noticeable. And, like you said, that cross to Bonaventura, probably the best cross we've seen all season because our fullbacks, they just skipped the whole, learning how to cross class in the fullback session. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see if he can continue that for him. But overall today, he was a great player, and I hope he can continue that, and maybe he'll get some more starts and possibly even play for the Azzurri one day.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what happens with Calabria, but I was just thinking of this during the match, and maybe when Antonelli comes back, once again, we could see a nice Calabria and maybe Antonelli on the fullbacks. So that would be nice to see because I think there are two players that are currently the best fullbacks, maybe we could say, at Milan. Abate not convincing, De Gio not consistent enough. So, we'll see what happens with that, but let's go on to Bonaventura, which I mentioned in the match preview. He was pretty much going to be a key player in this match, and it would be based on him, really, if we could get something out of it. Well, maybe the result was not based on him, but he definitely contributed with that beautiful goal on that free kick. Really no chance there for the Palermo goalkeeper, and also assisted the first goal, which honestly speaking, was smartly thought by Bonaventura there to lay it off to Bacca, which made a mistake from just a few meters. So I think, once again, Bonaventura definitely proved his worth, not starting in the trequartista role, which, once again, we expected him to start, but I guess Mihalovic preferred him in the midfield rather. So nice to see from Bonaventura. And I think the whole midfield as a whole played well. What did you think of the midfield today, Adamo? Similar performance to the one against Inter. I think there's really no faults there for the midfield today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kuchka in specific, he did get a little bit of an injury in the beginning, but overall, another great performance by him. In his first game for Milan, he was a bit shaky. Then against Inter, he actually played very well. And today, pretty much the same story. And, playing with kind of a knock in his leg, I think that was a very impressive performance by him. I think he's a player that we shouldn't be looking to change a match. As when he was brought in, I said the same thing. He's not a guy that, he's like your Witzel signing, like the big signing of the summer, but he's there to get the job done. And I guess now with Bertolacci out, that was his job, and he's doing it, arguably making a role for himself to start in his team over Bertolacci. Maybe Bertolacci can perform in the future. He can up his game. Maybe he can start over Kuchka, but I think Kuchka was fantastic today. Montolivo was okay. He was distributing the ball well when he had to go to left or the right. Nothing too crazy, though. Was a bit slow, if you ask me. Bonaventura, as usual, fantastic player once again for Milan. Maybe center mid is his better position. It kind of holds back his attacking qualities, but I guess you can say that maybe that's his best position. Maybe that's what Mihalovic likes best. But overall, great performance by the midfield, something I didn't think we'd ever be saying for a number of years.
Yeah, definitely. Kuchka there, very well played by him. In the opening minutes, I think it was around the 15th minute mark, it looked like he had just suffered a nasty injury, which would have been put him out for a long time. But he actually ended up playing the full match, which I was actually quite surprised to see, because after that, really seemed like he was going to be out for a long time, but I guess he was good for the rest of the match, and also provided the assist for Bacca's second goal, which led to be the game winner. So nice to see that Kuchka is actually playing good. I think a lot of Milan fans, including ourselves, were making a lot of prejudgments when he arrived at Milan. But it's good to see that he's proving us wrong, and I hope he does continue his form, because he's doing quite well. And last but not least, let's talk about Bacca. 2 goals today, 3 goals in 4 matches in the Serie A so far for Bacca. Definitely the sum is paying up, isn't it, Adamo?
Yeah, decent to say the least. A player that practically changed the game for Milan, and exactly the striker that we needed. Back in the summer, we were all praising that we're possibly going to sign Jackson Martinez. I think, Bacca could have been even a better signing. So maybe this was kind of a blessing in disguise that we lost out on Jackson Martinez, because Bacca has done more than just prove his price tag. He's, led Milan to wins. He's been scoring goals on a consistent basis. And if he isn't scoring, he's providing, as we've seen on multiple occasions, with his through balls to Luis Adriano. And, overall, a fantastic player that I think, Milan will be quite happy with, and hopefully he can continue his form to lead us to that 3rd Champions League spot.
Well said, well said. Well, guys, that wraps up today's match review of the AC Milan-Palermo match, which ended 3-2 once again for the Rossoneri. However, Milan won't be getting much of a rest, because they're back at work on Tuesday, as they will be facing Udinese. So make sure to subscribe to Rossoneri TV, as we will be providing you once again match review, and so forth. Match preview is probably expected to come out on Monday. That is how tight the schedule really is. So make sure to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to not miss on anything Milan related. And we'll catch you guys soon. This has been Gio and Adamo saying off from Rossoneri TV. And as always, Forza Milan!